misunderstood. Honey, that's a story for the neighborhood. You put a single coin inside a digital vault. Now you're looking at me like it's all my fault. Ha! You must be new to this game, 'cause every time the ending is the same. Go on and fly, baby, reach for the stars. Go tell your story in a million bars. But there's a force down here you just can't deny. No, you can't escape it, so don't you even try. Oh, gravity,
pulling you down.
oh, gravity.
Back to the solid ground.
You can pump it on the rumors, you can pump it on the hype, but you can't escape the law. You're just not the type. Everything that flies that high, yeah, it's gotta come down. All the believers, they're holding on tight, staring at the green with all of their might. Your chart looks like a supernova in the sky, a beautiful explosion, but we all know why. It's the final flash before it fades to black. A one-way ticket and there's no coming back. Not all night, baby, put on a show. Go on and glow, baby, everybody knows that there's a force down here you just can't deny. No, you can't escape it, so wave it on goodbye. Oh, gravity,
Pulling you down.
oh, gravity.
Back to the solid ground.
You can pump it on the rumors, you can pump it on the hype, but you can't escape the law. You're just not the type. Everything that flies that high, yeah, it's gotta come down. Now you can call it physics, you can call it fate, you can call it the market, setting things straight. But I just call it common sense, a universal truth. From a 100-year-old man to a kid in his youth. What goes up is coming back down, so let's get it now. Gravity,
Pulling you down.
sing it, gravity.
Back to the solid ground.
You can pump it on the rumors, you can pump it on the hype, but you can't escape the law. You're just not the type. Everything that flies that high, yeah, it's gotta come down. Now you can call it physics, you can call it fate, you can call it the market, setting things straight. But I just call it common sense, a universal truth. From a 100-year-old man to a kid in his youth. What goes up is coming back down, so let's get it now. Gravity,
Pulling you down.
sing it, gravity.
Back to the solid ground.
You can pump it on the rumors, you can pump it on the hype, but you can't escape the law. You're just not the type. Everything that flies that high, yeah, it's gotta come down. What goes up?
Must come down.
Yeah, what goes up?
Must come down.
Oh, I feel it pulling down, 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 down. Oh, that sweet, sweet gravity.
Alright, place your bets, folks. I already know my hand. They're going all in on a pocket full of air, a flashy press release and a wing and a prayer. Think they got a royal flush, a can't miss thing, pushing that stock up, listen to the choir sing. But I'm on my second beer, ain't even worried none. This high stakes gamble's already been won. Go on and push your chips, I kinda love the show. Higher and higher, baby, let the good times roll. But every party's gotta end, and when the music's thin, that's when they all realize the trouble they're in. They can be the masters of the moonshot trip, but I'm the one and only, yeah, the king of the dip. When the chart turns south and starts to slip and slide, that's when I hop on board and I enjoy the ride. Watch it go low, now that's my kind of show. Everybody's scared of seeing red on the screen. To me that color's the prettiest I've ever seen. 'Cause I don't need a rocket, I don't need a peak. My bread and butter is a company that's looking weak. The lower that it goes, the bigger that I grin. Watching and all my pretty little winnings rolling in. Go on and cheer it on, I wanna see the height. Yeah, light it up, baby, make it burn real bright. Cause the brighter that it burns, the faster it'll fade. And that's the foundation of the trades I've made. They can be the masters of the moonshot trip, but I'm the one and only, yeah, the king of the dip. When the chart turns south and starts to slip and slide, that's when I hop on board and I enjoy the ride. Watch it go low, now that's my kind of show. It ain't about the glory, it ain't about the fame. It's about knowing the rules to a different kind of game. While they're all looking up, my eyes are looking down. Cause that's where the real treasure in this town is found. They can be the masters of the moonshot trip, but I'm the one and only, yeah, the king of the dip. When the chart turns south and starts to slip and slide, that's when I hop on board and I enjoy the ride. King of the dip, yeah, they can have the peak, I'll take the valley every time. Alright fellas, you know the steps. Ha, let's get it. 6 a.m. the coffee's hot and brewing. Scanner's light is cutting through the ruin. Found the one, that diamond in the rough. What's on the crypto treasury? Ain't that funny stuff? They're buying in, they think they struck some gold. About to watch the greatest story ever sold. The volume's pumping so loud and clear, but I hear a different rhythm in my ear. And oh, I see it climbing, what a scene. 1,000 buyers glued up to the screen. But I ain't sweating, nah, I'm cool and calm. Cause the DJ's about to play my favorite song. They do the chase, I do the fade away funk. Oh yeah, betting on that garbage, that beautiful junk. Let 'em run it up, up, up to the sun. I'll be waiting at the top just to have my fun. Dancing on the way back down till the day is done. The fade away funk. The FOMO's kick and see 'em lose their heads. Believe in every single word that's said. Our earnings call a wild success. It just means the company's a slightly smaller mess. I find my entry clean and so precise. Don't have to think it over, don't have to check it twice. Cause I've seen this movie, baby, and I know the end. Here comes the final scene, my friend. Oh, I see it topping out, what a view. The panic setting in for the whole darn crew. But I ain't selling, baby, I'm just getting warm. Cause this is just the quiet before the storm. They do the chase, I do the fade away funk. Oh yeah, betting on that garbage, that beautiful junk. Let 'em run it up, up, up to the sun. I'll be waiting at the top just to have my fun. Dancing on the way back down till the day is done. Some people call it gambling, say it's just a guess. But this ain't random, baby, this is chess. It's a rhythm, it's a beat that I can feel. The pump is the illusion, but the fade is real. They do the chase, I do the fade away funk. Come on, betting on that garbage, that beautiful junk. Let 'em run it up, up, up to the sun. I'll be waiting at the top just to have my fun. Dancing on the way back down till the day is done. Oh, the fade away, funky bassline and how much come down, now down. Yeah, that's the one, just like that. Fade away funk.
Alrighty, green team, how are we doing, guys? The being involved in the market doesn't change on Friday night for us. The green team's still here, present and sharpening our skills. Guys, if you haven't on the YouTube, join the green team Discord. Mr. Perfect Fall, the author behind this amazing music, also is the author behind the Discord, and that team is building there, and we want to help you out with your trading. The last couple weeks has been absolutely amazing. We've been seeing so much growth, green week after green week in here, and day after day, and now several of us have hit that the funded, not only the funded but payout stage. And so this is a celebratory stream. Whew, us traders, we can't enjoy a weekend. Well, I mean, this is the beauty of finding something you enjoy doing, where you just don't want to stop. You wake up excited to do what you do every single day. So we got a new 50K. You guys know Perfect Fall funded, but he just got the 50K max funded, and I'm excited to talk to him about it and look at his beautiful chart. So let's bring him on. Mr. Byron, how are we doing tonight?
What's going on?
You got that 50K max, huh? So the max, tell me about that, the max versus the flex. Do you think there's a big difference for your trading between the two? Did it help, hurt, or what do you think?
No, so it's actually really nice coming from the 25K flex, where you have a 500-day or $500 daily pause, and on the 25K flex, and then when you go for the 50K max, it's actually the same. It's still $500. It's also $500 daily pause. So that was actually really nice. Getting or like working the max, because it was basically I was doing the exact same thing I've been doing on the 25K flex. I didn't have to change anything there. Now, if you do the 50K flex, which I have one of those working, but not, I was just working kind of on the side too. But when you do the 50K flex, you have a $1,000 daily pause, and that is good and bad. Like, can be good and bad, but it was nice, especially.
It's not good when you buy out of the drawdown. Is that what I'm gathering here? Like, you can obviously you're giving yourself a lot of runway, and I know you put that in the Discord earlier too.
I have an issue with it's both sides too, because like I'll get times where I'm just like tilted and and I hit daily pause and I'm like, no, I'm not letting this stop me from trading. Just buy through it and keep going, and then it gets worse and worse. But then there's times where like I'll start the morning and I'll have a couple trades that like are good setups and are like look good, and I feel good about them, and they just don't work. And I have a couple of those in a row, and I'm like, I'm not really tilted. I'm feeling pretty good. Like these were good setups. They just didn't go my way a few in a row, and I hit the daily pause already because I probably oversized. And then I'll buy through that, and sometimes it's worse. But like, but today was actually one of those days. Today was actually a day that I took my first three losses.
Boy.
I started off the day, and I say this after. 2 days ago, I took a huge loss after buying through a daily pause, because that one was bad. Like that was a tilt buy. But today, I started trading, and like the first couple, I did oversize, and I hit a daily pause, or hit the daily pause on my first 3 trades. But I was like, I feel in a pretty good headspace. These were solid trades. It just didn't go my way. I oversized, and I recognized that. I bought through it. I made, I guess, an additional $1,200 after that, because I immediately did like my first 3 trades. I went down 500, and then I ended the day up 750. So I bought through it, and the only reason I was okay, like even after like a couple days ago, taking that big loss after buying through, and that was a tilt one. And I'm just like, I feel like I'm in a pretty good headspace, feeling pretty good. Like I'm reviewing the trades. I waited, and I didn't like immediately go to the hub and buy through. I waited. I took a couple of trades on the flex, and I was like, and those worked out. And so I was like, this isn't. Let me buy through this. I'm feeling okay.
Okay. So do you think you learned the wrong lesson today? Are you going to buy through the next one,
Yeah,
or what do you
I
think?
mean, that's definitely possible, but I think it just depends on mindset, right? So like, I think
Yeah.
to like, I think there's, I know Fades would say like never, and I would say I would even agree like never buy through daily pauses. And I'd say like even for myself, I probably shouldn't have bought through the daily pause today.
Okay.
But I think there's like if you're comfortable enough and you're not trading tilted and like you,
Hmm.
I think like today for me there was this trading and I was like, those are good setups. Just didn't go my way.
Well,
I
something's
oversized.
working for you because you grew the 25K flex and got you scaled it and got a full payout on it, and now
Got
you
two
just got
payouts on it. Yeah.
two. So something's been working for you, and that's been working for you. Real quick, just because we're on this topic, I just want to show the max chart that I got funded. I did not buy through any drawdowns on this. That is one thing I'm actually a little disciplined with, is buying through. So you can tell with this chart the days where I hit the 250 max loss. There were like 3 or 4 of them, and that's what worked for me. Like the magic of
Mm-hmm.
that 250 was perfect for me because I can make that back fairly easily, looking at this chart. But if I if I buy out of that and allow myself to lose much more, the equity curve's not going to look as good. So just minimizing that loss, maximizing the future returns has been good. But I want to take a look at your chart on this 50K max here. Let's take a look at that. So let's spotlight that and walk us through this chart a little bit.
Yeah. So this chart actually didn't start out great, right? So like the first right off the jump, actually Fades is here too if you want to bring him in, but
Mhm.
right off the jump, this account went red. So like first couple trades, I went red off this account, and that was mostly due to like I was trading like after I took my last payout on my 25K, and left it in a place where I had such little wiggle room to work with. I that was like that one like I started trading scared on the 25K, and I came over to the 50K max eval, and I was kind of trading both the 20 or the eval and my and my funded. And I've told you before, like I feel like I have an issue, like still haven't figured out the best way to trade 2 accounts simultaneously. I think the way that I've worked it best is when I focus on one, and then like if I hit a Q on one, or separate them into like pre-market and post-market where I'm just focusing on one at a time, then that's better. But at the beginning of this account, I was trading them both at the same time, like taking trades on both of them at the same time, and that was not great. And you see this, I went red immediately. And eventually, like I figured that out, and I started focusing on this one because I was, again, like I had such little wiggle room in my funded, and so I was still trading scared on that one. So like, I'm just gonna try to get this 25K funded and go from there. And then I still have the 25K funded, and if I ever want to go back over to that, I can. It's more of a fallback, and I can take trades here and there on it, but it's not like
But
necessary.
you just want one to focus on. Just one.
Yeah,
to focus
exactly.
On.
So I started doing that, and started seeing the success that I've been having. The chart looks like my others have been, so which is good. And
I noticed the one pull, like there's just one larger pullback. Was that max loss on the day?
That was a max loss plus a buy through, and then another max loss on top of that.
Oh,
that was
damn. Okay.
Yeah, that was
fairly clean outside of that.
Yeah, that one, and that was 2 days ago. The last 2 days,
you put in a lot of good consistent days, and I know you said in the Discord that it's not necessarily about like how large your winners are. If you have a good win rate, like you have, I mean, you can tell looking at this chart that you're just stacking a bunch of like smaller wins, but that's fine. It's working great for you.
It's like and these wins aren't even really all that small. Like if you actually look at that chart, like so and you really look at it, and we're like that big drawdown, that was a 2K loss 2 days ago. And in the last 2 days,
You were gutted, weren't you? Because that pretty much happened
I was
to me
very
too.
close. Yeah, I
I
had
was
it up to
gutted, too.
2,200, and then I took a max loss. I bought through it, and I took even more of a loss. And and then TTP did the thing where if like you had like it doesn't actually, or like it liquidates you with a market order. So it took me out way under when what I was in just went soup, like it jumped against me, and so it made me take a huge loss.
God,
And then yesterday I jumped on, or I came right back to it, and I had a 2K winning day, and I had my best day ever. I got it all right back.
how that happens. Sorry,
Yeah.
Faith, I didn't give you the great introduction that you deserve. But how you doing? How you doing?
So you
Dude.
know, it's like these aren't like all small losses or small wins either. I'm just like,
I'm saying some days are just not your days.
Yeah.
Like we have got to somehow be like, just understand that. I sent you the message about the guy who blew up earlier, Byron. I mean, that's been happening a lot in this market, but this is really like over leveraging and sizing on days where it's not happening. And we all have been there. It's like, that's what happened to me. I was $1 away, you remember, and then I just you took a max loss, lost everything, traded for the money, and rather than trading the setups, and I was gutted. But then the next few days, you just get right back in the saddle, right? Because you find your edge, you get the setups, and you trade them. You're not trading the money. That's a byproduct of trading well. So honestly, guys, like, traders, let us know in the comments. Ask us questions, because the three of us have been. We got funded. We're getting payouts, and we've been just on a really good green streak here, and I'm feeling really good and inspired. Fades, I know you messaged me that earlier. You're feeling that way too, and I'm feeling the same way. Like, I feel the best I've ever felt with the trading, and I think it's really because of that important point right there that I just made. It's like, I need to know how I'm going to react on the drawdowns. I need to be confident that I'm going to step away and not sit there and try to overtrade. That's been historically the problem. But if I just accept the day as it is and move along, tomorrow I know I'm going to be right back there, because we know the setups. The setups are not the problem. It's like trying to force the setups, right?
Yeah.
Trying to force those setups. So Fades, you got that 1K coming. How does it feel?
Yeah, man.
How does it feel? The payout party, get that 1K coming. What are you gonna do on Monday?
Yeah,
What you gonna buy?
bro. It was a great week. Like I said, it's probably one of the best weeks I've had. Just consistency all week long and knowing when to hit the gas. Like Byron was able to really step up and get his account funded. Like, we had a lot of opportunity this week, and it's easy to see when the opportunity is there, right? Like, we wake up and see the stocks that are pumping, and like I've been saying, like multiple hundreds of percent, multiple stocks. Like, there's been a lot of fruit to pick. The market totally crashed today, guys. So what are we thinking going forward? Like, the vibes are probably going to change. It's going to be interesting. I just talked to my dad. He's over here like, yeah, my portfolio, I don't know if it's ever been down this much. And We're like talking about the China stuff.
Wasn't in April?
What's that?
I say it wasn't down more in April.
Yeah, I know. It was probably close, right? I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, the big markets took a big hit today, sold off into close. So Monday is going to be really interesting going forward.
Yeah.
But it's like, again, we know what we're dealing with. Like, and small cap land is a little different. So it's good that we don't have to rely on, if Trump farts or whatever. Like,
we're capitalizing on the intraday price action up or down. So it's like it's completely different for us as day traders than trying to look into the future and see where these things are going to be months, years from now. Which obviously we know with this administration, you never know what's going to be happening from hour to hour.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, Trump tweets and the market. Literally today, Trump tweets and the market crashes. Like,
yeah.
But I mean, yeah, it's like you said, it's completely different. I mean, even back when it happened in March, April earlier this year, like we were still in so much uncertainty in like May, and that's when SBET happened. And like you have so I think like in the small world of small caps, it's pretty separated from the market as a whole. Like you can have, I think like we had some like yesterday we had a biotech stock that was up like 200-300% on something about sepsis. Like, small caps make no sense. They're gonna jump up.
You remember this morning, like the green. I wrote those tickers
hilarious.
down.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like those, yeah,
The color
YDDL
green, yeah,
ones.
causes it to run.
The algorithms are buying that up. Anything with green is pumping. Like,
Oh my god, that was just too funny. Uh, but Byron, with this max, like what strategy? I know you trade in pre-market. Was that mainly what got you there? Just trading pre-market pumps? Talk us through that a
Actually,
little bit.
not this time. This week has been super choppy for me in pre-market, and I think it's because a lot of the setups in pre-market happen soon after 7 o'clock. Like it when the market, like when pre-market opens for most people, is about 7 o'clock. So, and that's when all the warriors are getting going. So like 7:05 is great for pre-market shorting because all of those pumps happen, and then like 7:05, 7:10, 7:15. But this week has been pretty like slow for me to get around in the morning, like and getting the kiddo around and everything. So I've not been getting started until like 7:30, and that's been kind of choppy for me. And so like this week pre-market was kind of tough for me, and I kept having like my first couple trades, and like these are already retracted quite a bit, and I probably shouldn't be taking a trade here, but nothing else is moving. So I gave that trader ADHD. Well, I actually just have ADHD, but and it's like I'm just like I got to be doing something. So I'll jump in a trade that's probably not an A+ setup, and I just got caught up in chop. So like pre-market this week has not been super great for me. So, but I've been like I had the charts going on the side like during work a little bit, and had a ton of good setups and market hours this week, and that like this week like is basically what I got that account funded. And
I remember Byron when with CPRA, you told them 9:30, shut my account down. I do not want to trade when the market opens. You
yeah,
back tested and you're like, my pre-market is good. That's where
it
I'm
was
profitable.
at the
But it's
time, and
gotten a little choppy here. Yeah.
yeah, and like I think if I was still like if I was getting on at still like 6:55, 6:45, like before that 7 o'clock um, but I think it would be better.
Warrior
But
Bell.
yeah, I mean, there's no bell at 7 o'clock, but it's when like there's 4 o'clock start, and a lot of people start at 7, and then you have 9:30 start. But I think if I was getting on a little bit earlier and catching those earlier pumps that immediately reject, and like that I've had a lot of success with historically, and if I were to look back in my charts, like or in my tracking, it's still the most successful time for me, like long term. But just this week, it was pretty choppy for me, and I wasn't able to really get much going pre-market. And I luckily had a slower week work wise, so I was able to get a little bit of trading in during market hours. So
Very cool.
that kind of worked for me. Worked out since I was slower to get around, had a slower work week, and still got my trading in.
Nice.
Very nice. Yeah, I mean, it shows on the chart. You're something's working for you. You're doing very well. 2 payouts from the last one, and here's another one coming up soon. So, Fades, you got that payout coming Monday, and then you're just going to be right back at it, huh? Come Monday morning, and what's I mean, I certainly know how you trade, right? We trade pretty much the same setup. But what if you were to look back on this last payout, I guess, session, and what got you to this point? What would you attribute that to, you think?
Good question.
Anything like different, I guess, is anything different with this funded account to reach that payout target than maybe prior fundeds or prior evals?
Yeah, I think being a little bit more selective with the plays, like I talked about, the whole less is more philosophy. That's really been the difference. I noticed, like today, I started to take a few setups that I probably shouldn't have, and it ended up being like about a break-even day. And
Yeah.
I ended up giving too much back on just subpar setups. But the rest of this week, I did really good focusing on like the true winners. I guess they were more apparent, or I was just more present with them. So today I did notice myself kind of giving a little bit back to subpar setups. So it really is the less is more, and that's why I always preach like scaling and sizing. Because like we want to have that fix to like be in a trade or this and that. So if you can't, not be in a trade, like if you must, just size super small, or like I always preach, like get back over on an eval. I think what's been giving me a lot of success lately is working multiple accounts. Like today would have been a good day to kind of hop on an eval and tinker around. Like we saw that there wasn't much going on; it was kind of slow. So it's
Honestly,
like
having that
adapting and
competition in
adjusting.
the wings is helpful for that. That competition in the wings is
Yeah,
helpful. Yeah.
yeah, like having a couple different accounts, and then yeah, I think that's what's helped, like sniping those funded trades.
Mhm.
That we've talked about this week. Like we'll be working evals, this and that, but then it's like, okay, I'm gonna take this on my funded account too. You know.
How many funded accounts are we gonna have here? We just always
So
gonna.
yeah, so I'm at I have two live right now, and then I have like a couple evals in the background. But yeah, so like having both those accounts because the payout window is like a rolling 2 week period. So I'm gonna try to like take a payout and split it
Mhm.
up between both accounts. But I've realized like I'm a lot more comfortable on my 50K than I am on my 25K.
Huh.
And it's like just knowing that I have a little bit more drawdown wiggle room. I think I like to trade a little bit more aggressive. And I think my trades I'm just trading a little too bigger than I should on my 25K. So it's like when trades go against me, it starts to hurt a lot. But I feel like with the 50K, I have a little bit more breathing room. And I think that's how I was able to get it, like to build it up so quick, is I just kind of traded conservatively. I think the main thing you guys want to do is like aggressive with the evals and then conservative with the fundeds. Because like once you're funded, it's not hard to get a payout, and then it's really just about keeping your profit and keeping what you have. Preventing like that big blow up day or like two drawdowns and then your account's gone, right? And you have to regrind. So it's really like I've been preaching the slow game, and like I just gotta stick by that, and it really works. Like I've been sticking true to that. Not oversizing, like just taking good setups and taking it slow on that funded account, as you have. And we've both been seeing consistent success. It's like we're practicing what we're preaching, and now we're both taking payouts. Like that's, you know.
Do you have your chart, or are you on your computer where we could
Yeah,
pull it up?
my computer, man. Thank God I'm getting this payout, guys, because it might be about time. My, it like wasn't plugged in, and now it's showing only a couple percent. So now it's like super slow right now. So let me.
You
Here,
might be upgrading, huh, with this
yeah, I
payout.
swapped back on my phone. I'm on my phone right now. So let me see if it's speeding up a little bit. I can pull up
Okay.
that 50K for you guys.
Yeah, I would love to see that
Um,
50K. I think you're right. I mean, the slow and steady is going to win the race. That's what's been working for me. It's what's been working for you. Byron's chart right here, this the same thing. I mean, it's going for home runs. I really preach against uh, that
yeah,
mentality. Yeah.
I think with the eval, like initially, it's good, but it's hard to preach that because like it's so hard to switch your psychology around. Like when you get funded to when you're eval and like you're going back and forth, especially if you have multiple accounts. But naturally, I think like you just need to be way more conservative with your funded account because like you
Hmm.
work hard to get that passed, and it only takes 3 good days, like a couple of good days, and you're getting paid. So there's no need to try to swing for the fences. But like, if I get it, if you're investing in an eval and you want to be aggressive, like that's when it's time to swing in the beginning, right? But even when you're halfway to your target, start to slow down. Don't get so in your head about the target, and then you'll work your way there. You get there quicker than later, or sooner than later. It can happen quick. I mean, it can. I finished getting this thing funded, and Byron, like how much money he made in the past couple of days on that eval. Like, I mean, we're making serious money, guys. Like,
Yeah, I
What are
was
you
like,
laughing about over there, Byron? I see you
I
laughing.
was saying,
about
like when he was saying that, and he was during the stream earlier, and he was saying after I entered that trade that I said I needed 632 to get this account funded. He was like, getting
I already knew
slow
exactly
down,
what was going
dude.
on. He's like degenerate. He's like big size, counting
I
the
wanna pull that here. I wanna swap and
He,
if I can
dude,
share that trade.
Byron waited for the perfect damn entry too. I'd already stabbed at that thing 3 freaking times, and I was like, I can't do it again. But I was so envious of your entry. I'm like, this isn't what I want, but I've already taken 3 losses on this ticker. Like,
Yeah,
that
man,
ticker was so annoying today. Oh
it
my
was,
god,
yeah,
that
yeah,
chart.
I'm
yeah.
gonna see if I can pull up that trade. I had it marked up, but I have to get back in it. But yeah, I mean that was a great setup. But
Then he was
I
like, I'm
was
taking
like,
this and going to the DMV or something. Set your
yeah,
profit target.
that was great. But what I was gonna say while I'm trying to pull this up is that here you go. See if I can add this now. Okay, I added a. So this trade, you can see whenever you get pull up. So I entered where that white arrow was my entry, and I had a 681 average. I set my stop at 706 because I didn't want to get wicked out at 7. And then I set a take profit at 632, and I literally left my house. I entered the trade and I walked away, and I was like, if I get wicked out, I had it mapped out. I was like, I think at that point I was like $200 away. I was at 2,800, and my super robot-y?
Let me see.
So I was
Yeah,
so yeah, I think I was $200 away from getting that funded, and I had it set. So I set my stop off at 706. It was a $120 loss. I was accepting losing because I was up pretty big, or like I was up like $800 or $700 to $800 at the point, and set my take profit. I left my house. I went to the BMV, and I was walking out of I was walking in or something. I was driving. I get an email from Michael at TTP saying I got my congrats on hitting your profit target. I checked the chart and I see that giant knife, and that was
go.
I did not expect. Like I was expecting that to be like
A different email. You were expecting a different email.
yeah. I was like, oh, you hit your daily pause.
Yeah.
No, I was feeling pretty good about that $7 level. It did drop down a bit and then reclaimed back up, but it tested that $7 level a few times, and I was feeling pretty good. I was expecting it to kind of fade out and not knife like that, but that was pretty cool. But what was after Phase was saying that, I was saying like one thing that's actually really worked for me on this eval that I've never really gotten to work before is scaling into trades. And I wish he was here. Maybe talk to him about this more when he rejoins. But this eval,
So are you sizing small, and then when it has euphoria still working against you, you're sizing into it to full position? Is that how you're?
no. So that's how I've done in the past. And can and has worked for me sometimes. But as we all know, on the short side, it's a pretty dangerous game to play. If you you gotta make sure you size small if you're gonna chase it a little bit. So when I tend to do that, I've started to do it more at like try to get it closer to the key levels I'm looking at to begin with. So I'll pull up the daily chart, and I'll look back at the key levels that I'm seeing, and if it gets up to those levels, I'll set, instead of getting in immediately, which I've done in the past and it's really burned me. I'll set my entry, and I'll set a sell order closer to that key level and wait for it to come to me. And then sizing into it on the way down, which I know is something like
Okay.
you got, and that's something I've really struggled with in the past.
Same.
Scale, like we've had that conversation
Yes.
about sizing into plays that are working in your favor, because I hate
doing
so
it. This is
much
such an interesting
lowering my
conversation. I know. I hate it too. And I'm glad you brought this up because yes, that is actually something on my mind that I did not do. I did not size a loser like scale at all. It's like breaking the couple hundred shares into smaller pieces, but sizing up. I didn't do that really at all. I mean, maybe rarely take a feeler, but then one more ad perhaps on it would be all I'd do. But for the most part, it's like I'm trying to focus on good entry, so it's either right or right out. That's what's been working well for me. But like you
yeah.
said, when I was just starting and sizing 3-4 times, I love doing. I mean, I get the concept. But the math has not worked out for me.
Yep.
Maybe how it hasn't worked for you, like because I'll take the one loser on the day, and it's going to take like 5, 6, 7 decent winners. Maybe to even make that up because I'll start everything else. And they work immediately. And the one loser that just gets the euphoria all day just grinds you out. And so sizing winners, man, like if I would have done that, like even on some of these plays that, what was that? Even the IPO the other day, TTRX,
Yeah.
imagine just sizing that all the way down.
That was one of them.
That you did?
Yeah, let me see if I can pull that up, because I have a few this week that I did that on, which is like we've talked about, like is not something I've been comfortable doing in the past. I was it TTRX. I had one.
that
I had
was the
one
IPO.
increase, but I feel like it for me it depends on the price, like on the price it's at, right? So like if it's $1, if it's like a penny play, I'm not gonna size into that, even if it's working out for me, because it's so difficult to get that 10 cents, or like even like if it's sub dollar, you've really got to get 11 cents because of the decimal points. Depending, you have to look at where you're at, and you probably have to get 11 cents. So like I'm not sizing into that and ruining my entry, because it's so tough to get that 11 cents as is. So I'm not going to do that. And probably if it's under like $3, $5, I'm probably not sizing into winners there either, because it's so, I feel like that 10-cent rule makes it really difficult to
So
get
how
it.
do you get over that emotional barrier that I face too, where you're let's say like this is where I struggle, Byron. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm up, 50, $100 or whatever, and now like rather than taking profit, I hit it again.
Yep.
And just really lean into a winner to work out, and those, like I heard this one of the I can't remember his name, but a guy who like he's got like a 5% win rate. But though that 5% win rate, Byron, he leans heavy and he's profitable on just a very tiny win rate. So how do you emotionally get over that hurt?
So I think it helps me more when it's a higher priced stock, and I can take a small entry to begin with. And I'm not, so like if it's a lower price stock, right? If it's under like $5 and I'm taking, I probably am starting at 150, 250 shares, somewhere around there, depending on like how much it's up. But if it's currently at $15. If it's at $20, and I'm taking 25 shares, to begin with, then I'm not as like, and then it rejects, right? And usually those stocks are having, like, if it's up that much, it's going to have a bigger rejection. There's more room down, because it's usually if it's up that much.
So what about QNRX today? That may be a good example. Like that ticker shot up right to like 41.
Yeah, that one's tough because of all the halts. So I would probably try to I'd still probably try to wait for the backside. Because that one's really tough to, and all of these that I've been sizing into have all been I waiting for backside, and waiting for confirmation, and against that, like I'll wait for the pullback,
Yes.
retest, and then if it fails the retest, then I'm entering with a small size against that high it put in, and I'm setting a hard stop. I'm not going to let it go against me. And then I'm looking at the 1 minute chart, looking at the previous and looking for key levels, and on the way back down. So then if it breaks a key level, so like if it's find a good one, but like if it breaks a key level and then it comes back up and tests it and fills that, I'm like, okay, this is an entry. Yes. I'm looking at it as if like I'm not in the trade at all, right? So at this point, I'm thinking like, if I wasn't in this trade at all, is this a good entry? And is this an entry I'd be willing to take? And if it is, okay, I add on to it. And then it rejects, and I fall it back down and say like, okay, and it breaks another key level and does that again. Then I can think about adding more.
So you're working it systematically, like right? Honestly, where I've gotten in trouble in times past has been scaling just euphoria. Although I love doing it, and the competition scratches that itch. With the last like eval and funded that we've been working so well the last couple weeks, it's been just waiting for that confirmation. Like I really have not been sizing euphoria much at all. It's been waiting for, okay, where's the top? Where's essentially we don't know the top, but we kind of get an idea, right? We wait for kind of the flush, the haul down, the big upper wick. We get an idea where our longs trapped in this ticker. Now we have an area of risk. When we wait for that area of risk, the confirmation over anticipation, I've done much better. It sounds like that's what you're speaking on too, Byron. Is that right?
Yeah. So if you look like here, like on this is TTRX, right? From the other day. I entered at a little over 20 again. I think I was risking 22 at that point, and I entered probably too big, but entered the 100 shares. It was feeling pretty good. I think it was on the backside at this point, and then it broke that 20 level, came back up and tested and rejected, and I added more, and then I closed at 17, which ended up being way too early because it ended up going down to like 9. And then here's one. This was also TTRX. This is also TTRX. This is a big winner for me. Entered at 31, and it kept pushing that 31, and I added because it kept not breaking that 32 level. And so I was like, okay, I had a stop set from the beginning. I had a stop set at like 32.50 or something like that, and I'm adding relatively small size, like 50 shares. Even though this is a $30 stock, and it was probably too many shares. But then it rejected, and it broke. And once there was earlier in the day, I remember this one, or like it had pushed up against 28. There was a 28 was a level that I was looking at, broke down through 28, and it came back up, tested, rejected. I added on to it. And then it broke down through 27, did the same thing. And I finally closed at, once it looked like it was going to curl up a little bit at 26, even though it didn't. But so this was a really good one. I was like, I had a hard stop set. I'm like, I'm not giving this much room to go against me. And then when it did the rejection, I'm looking at those key levels, and I'm thinking every single time, I'm like, is this a place where if I wasn't in this trade at all, would this be a good entry? If it is, then I add more onto it. And this is, so I was saying, phase is like, this is play like that you've talked about in sizing into winners that like I really have not been comfortable with until like this week. I've started to like kind of figure it out a little bit. Like not all, like you see there's a decent amount of losses. You see that massive loss that I way oversized on. But this is something that I've kind of been trying to work with. This is even one that like is a lower price stock that I sized into a little bit as it started. Like it wasn't breaking a key level, and it was not breaking my stop. So I was like, this is a pretty good spot. Add more. Here's a 515. Here's one that I added on SLE. Similar thing. Broke through the 480 level that I was looking at, and then it wouldn't break through. It kept pushing that level, and it wouldn't break through. So I added more with a tight stop. like all of these I've had hard stops on, and I think that's one thing that's really helped me, and at least this week in where I'm not super comfortable in market hours, is having those tight stops, or is placing tight stops and not letting things work against me. Because I remember specifically earlier this year, I went short CWD, and it blew up,
Yeah.
and I was on C Pro at the time, and I didn't have a stop set, and I blew that account. Like, and I did the thing where we were talking about. I sized into it because I kept thinking it was gonna reverse, and it never did. And like that, for market hours where the volume is so much higher, I don't think that sizing into plays works for me. I enter. I set a tight stop on the level I'm watching. If I take a loss, I take a loss. I just have to be okay with that.
That's when we find success, I think.
Yeah.
The three of us have found it. I mean, we found it doing that, and we keep circling back to it. Just take good losses. The best loser is going to win. Best loser is going to win.
Yeah, outside of that, like since that big loss, right? Like my losses are, you see my wins: 840, 535, 476, 305. Like I have some decent size one, 247, 320. My losses only 94, 60, 100, 70, 28, 90. Like keeping the 1150, 70, keeping the losses small. But letting I've been much more comfortable this week letting my winners work and sizing into them when they're there. And that's helped me a lot. That's what's gotten this 50K funded.
Yeah, leaning into those winners and not over investing in the losers. And it's like protecting yourself from the jump, right? Because it's a slippery slope. It's like once you oversize a little bit or take too aggressive of a starter position, it goes against you. It's like you can just start to want to marry and get down on one knee quickly. And it's like...
Yeah, that was what got me on Wednesday when I took that really big loss. And I got, like, we were convicted. I added, like I increased at, like you can see, this is the opposite, right? I opened at 1022. I added at 1142. I added more at 1240. And then I got liquidated at 1340. And like that was sizing into a loser, and that'll burn you real fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like you got to have some kind of risk level, like I keep preaching about. Like each trade, kind of map it out in your head. It doesn't have to be like some kind of magic scientific equation, right? Rocket science. But it's like, I'm going to risk about $100 on this trade. I'm going to give it about $50. Like some kind of idea. If you're going to scale into it, if you're not taking like a single entry. But yeah, taking starter positions is really good to just feel things out. It's like you get too ambitious too quick, and like that's when the problems happen, right? That's why like some of the rules aren't so bad. I saw MG was talking about the 8% rule. So like depending on which account you're working, you kind of have to adapt your strategy, right? So on the evals, you're dealing with the volume rule. So you can't be 5% or more of the volume at any 1 minute. So that's the eval rule. So during like pre and post, that could be problematic, or for the hangovers we trade, that could also be problematic. But on the funded accounts, it's the 8% rule. So you can't chase price if it has moved more than 8% in the last 240 seconds. So you can short into like the pump, or you can like buy the dip.
Yeah, right. Like you can't chase, like you can't go, if it moves 8% in one direction, you can't go long, and vice versa.
Yeah, and the big blowback on that I have is that they don't tell you immediately. And that's definitely a big hurdle, because like you could grind a whole account, an eval, or even a payout, and then they could blow back on risk team, could mail you and say, sorry, we took this trade away. So I hope they change that in the future. Those are the two rules that they're not going to let you know about. Everything else should like read out if you invalidate it in your portal. But those are the two new rules, and they're only a month old, so it's pretty fresh. But we've worked around them well. I mean, you guys can like look it back. Like a week or two ago, I was venting, like I was bitching on stream about the rules. But like this week, like we've adapted, like we've overcame adversity. We've sharpened each other up in here, and all three of us are getting payouts and working funded accounts now. So, you
I
know,
want to stay funded though because I got funded as soon as that volume rule came in, and like the what was it, the SOPAs of the day, like those tickers, like those are what I want to play, and there's hardly any volume on them, so that's going to be a challenge, going back to I gotta short these high flyers now, but I mean we make it work, we adapt, but yeah, we're going to keep this funded and keep it rolling. Is it hard to calculate so yeah, like Fade said, MG, on the eval, you don't have to worry about the 8% roll. It's just the volume roll. 5% of the last minute candlesticks, what you got to worry about. Once you're funded, 8%, that's when you got to start worrying about that. Yeah, last 4 minutes. And it's sterling, so for max and flex accounts, that's universal between all
I'm
accounts.
curious because I feel like I'm gonna have some that on this that get
5K
because I took some decent size share or like size positions on this eval. Like this one, I have 1,500 shares, and it was added. It was increased. Like my opening, well, that was 1,000. But I feel like I'm gonna have some that get pulled back. But it's so tough, like against to calculate those and find that real time. It's like you almost just have to pretend the rule doesn't exist. At least like on the 8% rule, it's basically like you just don't chase, and that's fine. You can kind of mentally do that. It's like, okay, it's moved a bunch right now, I shouldn't enter. But like that volume rule is so tough because I don't know, like especially because like most of my trading is I do on 5-minute time frames.
Right.
And so I don't even have a 1-minute chart. I'm not even really looking at the 1-minute chart immediately. Like my TTP chart is 5 minutes. And then I'll have a side chart in TraderView of a 1 minute and 10 second. But the volume, I've noticed that the volume that's showing up in TTP versus the 1 minute chart that I'm looking at in TraderView are not the same. So I could be looking at one and it's completely it's completely different. It's like it's so tough. And I kind of just like I've kind of accepted that like I'm gonna be take trades and pretend that the 5% volume rule doesn't exist, unless it's like you trade those hangovers a lot and those like there's no volume on, which is what you want. But that 5% is really hard to get around. So I'm hoping that like enough, like these have enough volume because I'm not I don't tend to trade those hangovers as much. So I'm hoping that it's not bad, but we'll see. I actually have to head out. I see Josh is joining, so have fun there. But I gotta take off.
Hey Byron, thank you so much for joining and adding value. You've been an asset to the team. I mean, I love having you here. I know the guys do as well. We had a good turnout tonight, and show your love, team. We love Byron. We love the music he produces, and certainly the value he adds here with his funded accounts now and sharing his experience. Yeah.
All right. Peace. Have a good night, guys.
Yeah. Have a good night. He's got a little one. He's got to get down to bed. All right. Yeah, we got Fades on back, and then we got a special guest, another special guest about to join here in just a second. I'm waiting for the okay in the wings. So you guys are gonna get a treat tonight. A lot of treats. It's Halloween, right? Halloween's coming up in a few weeks, so a lot of treats. Oh man, my kids can't get enough of the treats. All right, while Fades is off doing whatever he's doing, this is the time. So guys, give a warm welcome to the man, the myth, the legend, the guy. He's been a brother, man. Just the last few weeks. Apparently, we've had the same journey for like the last 10 years, but we just met. Our paths just crossed here just a month or two ago, and we've been just side by side doing a lot of streams together. We've been doing these small account series, these episodes on the small caps and small cap land. We've been doing a lot together. So give a warm welcome to Mr. AK-47, otherwise known as Mr. Josh Smith. How we doing, Mr. Josh Smith? I love the lighting. What did you do? This is
I just
sweet.
turn the lights off.
This is
Hey.
sweet. Yeah.
So, do you guys want to come over and turn the lights off with me? No,
Lights.
that's all I did. I just turned the lights off. So yeah, you can actually see the little neon behind me, but that's just my camera and then everyone loves my mic. It's great mic. There you go. But all is good. So how are you guys tonight?
Yeah. You are you faded? Are you faded already?
Oh, yes, sir.
Yes,
Oh, gosh, yeah. I mean, my wife's birthday's tomorrow. My birthday's Sunday. Our anniversary's Monday. I've smoked. I've drank. I've had a lot to eat. And oh yeah, there we go. Yes. So,
Right on, man.
Yeah.
Celebrating a good week.
yeah. Hey,
Gotta-
I'm not fades. I'm faded.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Good. No, I love you guys. Like, I've had a lot of people like, are you gonna join? Are you gonna join? No, like I love the fact that this is what a lot of traders do. Like, you don't have a community to go to and talk to other people about what you go through and what you trade and the process you go through. So I love this. So yeah, I was gonna have to join tonight. Avery, my wife, not Kevin Avery, but my wife Avery is in bed. She's passed out. I'm like, oh, I'm joining the guys. She's like, oh yeah, you go do your thing. So yeah, I'm here. So how you guys doing tonight? Doing good?
Awesome, man. Yeah. We've been doing great on Trade the Pool. We've been evolving a lot, man. It was a great week. We're both taking payouts. I think next week, or I don't know if you took one today, Kevin.
I'm still undecided if I want to take one or not right now, but yeah, we both, that button lit up. Fades and I, he's been crushing it. He's got like multiple funded accounts going. He's killing it. Been working some good ones here too, and Josh, we're just celebrating this. But the last couple of weeks we've been dialed in. We've been laser focused on trading the edge, trading it well, having good risk management, putting the discipline in there, and letting the winners run, as you know. So we're just having a celebratory stream. This is what we do a lot of Fridays. We hang out. We've been so focused on just dialed in, milking this account, getting paid out, and so now we're going to hang out with the team, celebrate, answer any questions, and have a drink and a toast. Cheers, Mr. Josh. What are you drinking tonight?
Earlier was, of course, going. Well, usually this time of the year, like you, bourbon. So always bourbon. Maker's Mark is my favorite. What bourbon do you go with, Bubba?
Oh, it depends. It depends.
I can go all over the board, but I just always go because the liquor store we go to, there's always a deal on Maker's Mark. So
I like Maker's Mark. I'll go with cast strength with the Maker's Mark. I like a little heavier, bold. Some heat behind it.
Yep.
But I like it. I like the good old Baptist preacher Elijah Craig. I go for his small batch. I like the small. He was a Baptist preacher, Elijah Craig. So.
Really? Hold on.
Yeah.
So what was your go-to sermon then?
Oh, I've never listened to sermons, but I'll drink his bourbon. The small batch, his small batch is great, but yeah, I collect some too. But yeah, I got the.
Oh.
Oh yeah, we got a lot. Of course, now that we have the lighting on, you can actually see this.
This is great lighting. You got to somehow get this going, like.
That's the other dog in chat. But yeah, this behind me,
it looks great. You gotta keep this going. So get some blackout curtains. It's too lit in there for the morning streams. You gotta get this light.
Hey, well, I like it. I like this. You get the neon version, you get the light version. But yeah, no, it's one of those things where I'm glad we're doing this. For a lot of traders where you have this. We talked about this earlier. We have this community of traders where you don't have a lot of people to talk to. So when you can come to talk to someone like, hey, I've succeeded, or hey, I've messed up, what should I do, or I've messed up. I don't want to talk about this to my wife or girlfriend or significant other, or
Yeah.
right. So there's like these
As mine walks in.
right, yeah. So we took a $400,000 loss today as a team community. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, it's one of those things where it's nice to have someone to go to and talk to. And yeah, I'm loving to, like, of course, reach down the line with Kevin here. And when Kevin is like, oh, I remember, oh, I was with Tradecaster / it was deckmartrades.com back in the day, but it's crazy. And of course, Tim's like before that, the communities that we go to and we reach out to and that we are a part of
Mm-hmm.
and that we actually talk about too, that just shows that we're all on the same page. And I love that. Like, I really absolutely love that. Like the Discord that I've got going live with you guys, it's
Yeah.
love
It's
it.
super cool. Like it's really powerful. Like you said, just getting together with like-minded traders. Like it's cool. You and Kevin just cross paths. Like me and Kevin, I followed his stream for a little bit, but like we did a live stream one night, and we're just like, man, we should stream trading together. And like me and him have been evolving so much. Like, and the other guys that are following along too. Like we really, there's power in numbers, and like especially with our strategy. I mean, we're at Trade the Pool, so we can't. It's not like we're dumping on each other and stuff, like front loading. We're just,
Yeah.
yeah. So we're just doing our thing, and
Hey, I'm going in 40,000 shares right now at this price. Everyone can.
Yeah, right. But yeah, it's just because it is a lonely journey. I've been doing this on my own path for like 5-6 years at least, and yeah, so it's just really cool. I did I've joined Discords here and there and been a part of this and that, but nothing is like streaming and like being right there with somebody like live, real time, like breaking down these stocks and stuff. It's really powerful.
Yeah, it was funny talking to Josh earlier. I was saying I don't know what it's like to trade like without an audience, and then Josh was cracking me up. He was like, "Yeah, it's like going through New York City. Like, hey, I'm playing my banjo. I need an audience. Y'all got a tip for me? Give me just somebody come watch. I need an
Come
audience."
watch me. I was like, Dino's out. Like, yeah, like, and I can see that being those people in New York where they're like, they love their passion for playing whatever instrument they play, and they're singing. And yeah, I'm like, it just because of my brain, obviously.
We're the same way. We're performing to a
Right.
degree, right? Like trading, and we need an audience. I need an audience here. Come on, come watch me. Make her lose $100,000.
Yeah.
I need it to be worth it. If I'm gonna lose all this money, I need
But
somebody.
like you were
watching.
saying earlier, like the thing, it's fun, but it holds you accountable. Like when you're doing that, you're like, I can't be crazy. I can't, like I'm talking about, like, of course, back to the the deck days. I can't be Snakeskin Randy. I can't be Wild Wild West. I can't throw my guns up. I can't be an AK-47. I've got to be a stock sniper. And so when I hold myself accountable, that's where it really comes into play. And so yeah, I love that. And then the communities that we create and holding that with each other. So like what you did, what Kevin did, or what this person did, or James that we always talk to. Like we think about that, we hear it, we hear the stories, and then it
Which
makes
James?
James,
We got like 5 of them in chat at this point, and apparently I'm one of them too, because Josh calls me James all the damn time.
you got thrown into the James category. I love it. Yeah, exactly.
It's hilarious.
Yeah,
No.
so,
Because it was really, you noticed finally yesterday, or was the day before that? Well, yeah, I guess it was yesterday. It was like 3 or 4 James that were in chat. Like, this is why you call me James. Like, yeah, I'm like, all the names are calling me wrong. So
That's why we got Degenerate James. He makes his names clear.
right, exactly.
he was doing pretty well in the competition. So I guess Monday, I don't know. Like I've been working to fund it, but apparently like Monday I gotta dial into this competition because I would love 100K eval. If we really focus,
So it's just a one-day shootout, pretty much.
I think
Right,
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what are you guys thinking?
What's that?
What are you guys thinking? You gonna be going hard on this 100K eval? I mean, top 2.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna
and
play it the
50K?
same way. I ended up like 5th or 6th, I think. So I'm gonna try to shoot for something. I'm gonna just stick to the plan. Hopefully, there's like a some junky stocks and just
Right. Yeah.
short them down because that's what I like to do.
Well, all three of us were on the QNRX today, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Literally.
Yeah, he said you're waiting to short it. I'm like, oh, is he doing it on the competition or funded? What's he thinking? Like,
Yeah. I wasn't sure, but I think he just loaded the shotgun up on the funded and started hammering. Yeah, QNRX. I was way late on the competition, but ended up milking it for a little bit. But I think what's going on, Fades, is like they're not it's like a new competition come Monday. They're not resetting our accounts. We have to go back in the dashboard and like get another one. It's like a brand new one for that day. I guess everybody who beat Ackman in that challenge.
man, that's all right. Whatever.
Well,
Hey.
we didn't go too hard on it, We only took a few trades here and there.
I mean, yeah, I only made 700K. I only made 70% in like a couple of days, but it's fine.
Hey,
Oh,
nothing small, just a little something. But yeah.
I was on stream. I was like, "This is the life of a market maker. 100K paper cut."
Yeah. I love it. Exactly. Yeah, but that's what didn't. So let's do this. Kevin, how many trades did you take in the competition?
Oh, I didn't take many. Probably less than 10. Probably sub 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That just shows you. Boom. Fades, right? How many?
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
I literally had like 5 or 6 trades. Probably.
Yes, because I had 8 total. And so, yay. Yeah. So I was talking about that in my let's say the one-on-ones, but then also when I was streaming live late or earlier, well, I'll say earlier, but then later in the competition was like, this isn't about 100 trades. This isn't about 50 trades.
Yeah.
It's about what you're good at, banking at it, and racking up on it. So I love to hear that where you're like, you're with me. You're like 10 trades or less. You find what you're good at. You bank on it. You just go bigger, like as big
Yeah.
as you can.
Yeah, lean into those winners and the good setups. That's what I was
Yes.
talking about. That was the theme of this week for me. Like
Yes.
that's how we had a lot of success this week, is just leaning into the winners and
Right.
being more selective. And I think like the psychology, like once you're funded, it's a lot easier to do that, right? On the evals, you want to be more aggressive, like you want to get funded. So it can be a little trickier. But I continue to preach, like, just be conservative and selective on the funded and just, work your way up.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love that we're on the same page. I just want to ask you guys, like, because if you had like 50 trades from one of you two, or 100, or let's say 100, but my point, you're like, well, why would you do that? Because I saw your win rate, and I'm like, well, it's probably really high because you only took so many trades. And so.
Yeah. Mine was like, I think my success rate was like 50%, but my RR was actually like 1 to 3 or 1 to 4 or something like
Nice.
that. Maybe more. I have to look. My computer, I got to get a new computer. You probably don't know about it, but everyone else does.
I was there. No, I was there. I know about it. I was like, why do I have this? It's so old. I can't do anything.
Fades is like chiming in from some cave in Afghanistan.
He's Iron Man building his first Iron Man suit. Like this is Mark
These are the
1.
core principles of Green Team. This is founding.
He's got that actual glow behind him is the actual fire. That's the actual.
Yeah, I've actually lived in a cave, guys.
Yeah, well, you got that payout coming next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, this is my first real pile I'll ever have in real life.
Yeah, man, next week's going to be cool. Like, all this has happened, and then we're all going to link up in Orlando.
Yeah.
I live here in Orlando, Josh.
Oh, that's awesome. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah, that's so cool. So we're all going to be hanging out. And
Yep. Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, no.
Yeah, Wednesday morning, I'm getting in. Josh, I'm going to be trading live with Fades. And then I'll join you guys over at the Omni, later on that day. But whenever you get in, we're welcome to link up a little earlier.
Yeah, trust me. I'm like, I'm in early. Come over to I'm in the lazy river. Come join me. Like, come join me now.
Are we
in my room? Like, yeah, I'm in room 302 with Josh Smith, aka 47.
Yeah. Right?
Are we going Tim Sykes it? Look, you can make $100,000 trading the lazy river.
Yeah, we can shoot. Yeah, we can shoot a video for the algorithm.
It's happening. Oh yeah, it's a done deal.
Oh man,
you say that to the host when you come in. They're like, I'll be there in like 10 minutes. Let me know when you're there. But yeah, dude, I can't wait for that. No, I can't wait for it. And then hopefully we'll get some karaoke and fun. I've seen the lineup of what we're gonna do that night. But yeah, I can't wait to have some fun with you guys and whoever's gonna join. I've got some traders in chat joining. I know Kevin said he does as well. So wish you Mr. Fade. So hold on, and I have to know this. So
Oh, we got some more
just
coming.
I just know you know. I'm just letting you know, Kevin. You're KA 47. So when I see you KA Mr. 40 or Mr. 74, you're going to be the opposite of me. But Mr. Fades, what do I call you when I see you in person?
I mean, I don't know. I think everyone likes Fade, so maybe I
His
just keep my name.
Josh,
I like it. I
Josh,
like it. I like
Josh.
it.
His real name is Cade, and I there's no way I'm calling you
Cade
Cade.
Yeah,
Fades.
Kevin doesn't
No.
want to unsee it, man. He can't get
I
around
like
it. He
No.
calls the
Here's the
shots.
thing.
It's just
Hey,
it's just
no,
his
when
show.
yeah, when Cade's like this, so it's like about 1 in the morning, and Cade's like this. Cade Fades. Cade Fades.
There's no way I'm
Me
calling
and
you
Kevin got to
Cade.
drive him home
Fades.
like, "Hey, Fades."
Yeah, Kevin's gonna be like 5 drinks in. He's gonna call me Kate and be like, "That didn't sound right." Fades.
Yeah, exactly.
It's too funny. Yeah, it's going to be a great time, guys. Wednesday night. So I know Gil had said the karaoke at the City Walk is going to be, they have a private event going on, so we're going to be doing something else. But Steven and chat, you're in Orlando as well. Yeah, Wednesday night, we're all going to be hanging out, so you're certainly welcome to join. We're going to be at the Omni, what Omni is it called?
Yeah, Omni.
Omni in Orlando.
I got it. Because here we go. Hold on. Author.com. Hold on. Here we
I
go.
don't know how many Omnis there are in Orlando.
Omni Orlando Resort at Champions Gate. So Omni
Yeah.
Orlando at Champions Gate.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. We'll post on social media. Just be following the channel and Twitter and whatnot, because we got to figure out where Gil's sending us, because she said it may be a little surprise what we're doing that night. So
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. Where we're
we
gonna
need
go
to send it
through
out.
stuff. But so Orlando and what's going on, Steven, it's called you can literally Google it. It's called the Money Show. They're dropping all the stops essentially with Trade the Pool, and so they're going to first the Trader TV and I think it's Toronto, but essentially Canada. Then they're going to the Money Show with Orlando. Then they're going to New York. So they're going to be all over the North America tour come Monday through next Sunday into Monday of next week, actually. So first it's going to be Canada. Then it's going to be Orlando. Then it's going to be New York. But me, Kevin, Mr. Faze, we're going to be in Orlando Wednesday for sure. So come down Wednesday if you're around the Orlando area. Wednesday, this coming week, we're going to be there having some fun with all the Trade the Pool fam. Get your booty down to Orlando.
Free autograph signing.
Yeah, exactly. Me, Kevin, and Fades will sign your hat for $1,000.
For a 25K eval.
Yeah, right.
For a 25K.
But no, we'll
Yeah,
hang out.
yeah.
We're there to hang out. Like I love that. Like I've been to one of these before. Of course, Kevin Avery was at. It used to be deckmartrades.com, and it was Tradecaster. But I was part of Tradecaster, and I was a guest speaker at the 2022 seminar. And I'll never forget people coming down and asking for that kind of stuff. So yeah, there's not going to be that in Trade the Pool. When we go in Orlando, just come and join and have fun. That's all we want to do with you is have fun. There's no money involved. There's no like, hey, come sign up for this and there's more money. It's all about learning, having fun with us, getting our information. That's what I can't wait for, because I'll never forget that in 2022 when I did that. And so many people, because they've been a part of, and I won't mention other names, where they thought they were going to have to pay for something to learn more. That's not what this is. When you come, you learn, you have fun, and with us, which is like you see with us tonight, it's going to be fun in Orlando. I can't wait.
Well, you see what we do. I mean, we post all this content for free. It's honestly because of our love for the game. I mean, if you're gonna make it in this, you gotta love it. Those are the people who find success. The ones who just genuinely love this as a passion, as a sport, and the money's a byproduct of the love of it. But yeah, we're not gonna charge you 10 easy payments, $19.99.
And you can sign up today for half off.
Yeah, exactly.
Payment plan for my course.
Exactly. So, Mr. Josh, I appreciate you coming on, man. What you got for the team? What you got going on tonight?
Well, keep it simple as always, which I love. Find you a good bourbon for the weekend or a good beer. Keep it chill, keep it simple. Keep it whiskey, baby. Yeah, there we go. But secondly, my wife's birthday tomorrow. My birthday is Sunday. Our anniversary is Monday. And then on top of the fact, it's TTP week next week in Orlando, or the United States, aka North American Tour.
Cheers to that, man.
Right. So that's that. There's that, which is like, yeah, like
It's like the biggest week of the year for you.
Right. That's great. But there's where then I want to get to. Patience. Paytincece.
You
Patience.
spell when you're drunk. That's
Right. And I can spell it when I'm drunk. Yeah.
It's just a spelling bee.
And I
Spell
can
it one more time.
Paytincence. That's right. It's patience, baby. And I can spell when I've had a few drinks. And that's a lot of drinks and a lot of marijuana. But anyway, find what you're good at. Have patience to understand this isn't next day. This isn't next week. This isn't next month. This is next year's. Next year. So if you have the time to put in the patience, P-A-Y patience, right? You'll get to this. And we've talked about this, me and KA74 over in the lessons. And of course, I would love Paige to join us. I'm sure he's been a part of it. This isn't about next week. This isn't next month. This is years down the line. And if you have patience, if you have the longevity, we've talked about that, right, KA? In this game, you have to have some patience. And so I want to tell every trader, anything you do in life, anything you do in stock trading, please have patience. Have patience. That's it. I want to leave you on that. Have patience. I've got 14 dogs. I've got 20 animals. Kevin's got 17 kids. I'm just kidding. I don't know. But there was patience developed in this game, and that's where that created the longevity in the game. If you have patience, you will develop discipline, you will develop confidence, and you will have some longevity in this game.
Exactly.
AK-47, 14 dogs. How do you do it? As the slide says. We're getting professional on here with the slides.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, all the dogs. Adding over time, I will say this because a lot of traders that have like one dog that are having issues. Like, why doesn't my dog? They don't sit, or they're like really bad. Jokingly, I always say add more dogs, because the more dogs you get, they then like learn to feed off one another. It does work, but through the years, me and Avery got together, had a Great Dane. She had a Chihuahua. Next thing you know, she worked for Hollywood Feed. Look them up. It's a great holistic food store for dog food. I would go to them before I'd ever go to Petco and PetSmart. Just saying, even though she doesn't work for them anymore. Anyway, but she worked for them, and then we learned what to do and how to develop dogs, and then it was the weirdest thing. Like, we had cats and we'd have dogs come in and they never fight. Like, they all got along. So I do have this, I think, in my opinion, this weird aura of, hey, I'm this calm, submissive state, which then represents itself in stock trading, right? Where everyone's like, I've had in the past, man, you're like Captain Discipline. Like, how do you like sit back and just wait for trades? And like, and I jokingly say, go ahead and just get like 14 dogs. Get like 20 total animals, Then you develop all that discipline and patience. But it's one of those things where it just happens over time, where not many people can have this many dogs and animals, which I know Kevin asked about yesterday. I don't know if you can see on the stream, but we've got Merlin down here that's been surgery this week. Had about a $4,000, $3,000 surgery, swallowed, unfortunately, a toy. We've got Margot, we've got Queenie. Anyway, we've got a lot of dogs in there, but dude, patience. I've talked about it all the time with stock trading. If you just sit back and find what works, what works best. I always compare the stock trading world. If you haven't watched this, hopefully you have. It's JG Wentworth commercial. It's my money. I need it now. That's not stock trading. If you sit back and have discipline and patience, eventually, like we talked about, I think it was this lesson earlier, Kevin. Form a plan, define the plan, and then eventually the profits will come. I forgot what exactly we said, but everyone wants profits, but if you form a plan, the profits will come.
They're going to come with that plan. Absolutely. Plan the trade, trade the plan is what they say, right, Mr. Josh? Did Josh just get out of here? He just left. He saw my little feed at the bottom there. Did you see by how sober are you, Josh, on a scale from 1 to 2? I put how sober are you, Josh, on a scale from 1 to 10.
Yeah,
Yeah, plan the trade the plan, as he said. He's
yeah,
speaking the truth in his inebriation for sure.
definitely.
Fade.
I mean, it's like work smarter, not harder, right? Like putting those two together.
Josh, what an exit! What an exit! Heading out. Yeah, Fades. You're the only one that hadn't been drinking here. So what's the discipline there?
The discipline was had the worst hangover ever last Saturday. So just tea and just relaxing. As my girl looks at me and reminds me of my bad decisions last Friday. It was worth it though. I mean, I hesitantly
Did
say it was worth it because we had a lot of fun.
Did you let her know I'm gonna bring her a new spoon?
Yeah. Oh man.
I heard that one snap in the background.
Yeah, I didn't realize. I couldn't believe we went for that long. It didn't feel like that long.
Oh, dude, it's not. Yeah, it's real. Seriously, I mean, this is the beauty of it. We love what we do, which time flies when you do what you love, and
It really does.
glad to be doing it alongside you, man.
Yeah,
Very
you
happy.
too, bro. I appreciate you bringing me on and letting me, join you.
Absolutely. All right, as we wrap it up this Friday, it's been a good stream. It's 10:17. We've had Byron, Mr. Josh on here. A lot of words of wisdom for the crew, and certainly sharpening our skills. What you think? How are you feeling going into next week with your payout you got coming along? What's the plan moving forward?
Yeah, we're just gonna stick to the process, guys. Gonna take it slow on Monday. See how the market is. Like I said, keep in mind the China stuff. I mean, that could make things a little slower, or maybe more people migrate to Pennyland because everything else is dumping. I mean, like who knows what's gonna happen. So let's just stay humble. We've never made it. We're always making it. We had a great week. Funded accounts this week and the crew payouts this week. But let's not let our egos get too heavy, right? Let's stay humble. Let's stick to the plan.
So, are you fairly certain what you're doing is you're taking the payout, and you think it's wise to do that based on your max drawdown for the day?
Yeah, so I'll talk on that. So my plan, guys, for the payout is going to be I'm going to pay myself my max loss on the day because I'll still have like two. That basically means I can still have two max loss days before the account would be terminated. So you're working at 250. Your max loss is 250 on the day, and your 750 is your max drawdown. So if you just pay yourself 250, once you hit that threshold, you still have two max losses to go through, right? But until you hit that threshold, you have that what you've made and those three max losses. So you really protect yourself if you just pay yourself like the max loss on the day instead of taking that big payout, because that means that you can still have like it's at least two blow up days of hitting max loss
Yeah.
before you would lose
I
that
guess
funded account.
I guess the mental lapse, if you will, for me is I like having a cushion. It helps my psychology out, knowing, okay, I can have like 10 max loss days before I blow this thing up. I just giving myself a ton of wiggle room. But then I understand the flip side of that, like putting your back against the wall kind of as well, and knowing, okay, I took the payout, I'm back down to 25K or 50K, and I got to grind this thing back up. Also helps kind of push you to be disciplined with your approach
Right.
too. So
Yeah,
I teeter back and forth with my mindset on that.
Yeah, Byron also talked about that, like getting up too much on the day and you get a little more ambitious and you might, it's like kind of the same thing when you're up too much on the week or the month or on the account, right? You might get a little more ambitious and then all of a sudden, that's what happened with him. He talked about in one of his other accounts. So I think, just taking that conservative payout, realizing it, but not taking so much to where it's going to put pressure on the account to keep it in good standings, right?
Okay.
Because so for my 50K, I made 1K in it, but my profit target's 5K. So they're not going to raise my drawdown up until I hit 2,500 total, right? So I can pay myself this 1K, and I think I still have almost 3K in drawdown before they would close that account, if I'm not wrong. You follow me?
I believe so.
So basically, you just do the math and cut it in a fraction with the other accounts. Like if you just pay yourself that max loss on the day, I mean, 250. I'm sure you'd like to pay yourself a little bit more than 250, right? But it's like just taking that small payout and realizing it, because in 2 weeks of doing what we've been doing, you would end up taking probably like a 500 or maybe more
Yeah.
payout the next
Yeah.
2 weeks, right? And then it
Yeah.
would compound from there. And
Yeah.
maybe you start a 50K on the side, and then you have a 50K funded, and you scale up. I mean, who knows?
I was
But
even thinking about that. I'm like, I like the 250 max drawdown. I would like to build a cushion here and just work this one account and honestly, like, push the gas on the green days, have like $1,000 green days, and my worst days be 250.
yeah, because if you stick to that max loss of 250, I mean, I feel like that's not enough wiggle room for me personally. But I'm a little bit more aggressive than you, so it's really just all about your sizing at the end of the day. And obviously, what you've been doing has been working. I mean, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Just stick to the process, and you
Yeah,
know,
between the eval and the funded, a couple G's over the last 4 weeks, and that's what I just want to keep up with. Just conservative, and then just keep sizing up on it. The more that we're building a cushion there, just size up, go from 2 to 3, then 3 to 4, then 4 to 5.
yeah, and they encourage that with their scale, right? When they scale your account, your max loss scales a little bit too. And the buying power doesn't matter. They give us more buying power than we know what to do with, regardless. But
Yeah,
it's all about the account size and like your max loss and stuff. So it's like, yeah, just slowly scale and don't try to overdo it. Is the way about it.
well, that max buying power probably hurts more people than it helps.
Exactly. Yeah, that's not needed. Like on these accounts, there's no reason why you should be using 25K in buying power. Like after hours, like they cut you back, and that's more realistic for how much you really should be using in size. Like you can only take like 4K on a 25K, and then on the 50K you get 8K buying power. Like that's more
Yeah.
realistic. Even that is a lot, because I mean, like the 50K is essentially a $2,000 account, and the 25K is essentially $1,000. So it's like that's four times leverage still. Or,
Hmm.
yeah. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah,
Absolutely. So.
yeah, we're doing good, man. This is great stuff, and let's just keep it up.
Yeah, so come Monday, trade the pool asked Josh and I to do, because Mitch and Katz are going to be off with the competition. They're going to be live on Trader TV on Monday. So Monday I'm going to be
Okay.
on Trade the Pool.
Okay. You guys are
So
manning the fort there while they can step up to the big leagues.
yeah, so I may not be able to go live on my channel at all until Wednesday morning, which I'll get in there at like 9. I'm getting to your house at whatever time I can get there, 9:30 or
Yeah.
so. So
Yeah.
that's probably the next time we'll go live.
All right. Well, yeah, guys. Just until then, stay protected and just stay level-headed, and everything we talk about, just take it
I
slow.
think there was a consistent theme tonight, but at least between you, I, and Byron on sizing small, and we've been seeing good results from that. I think it allows you to think with clarity, to take those
Mhm.
losses.
Yeah.
You're not upping that emotional dial where your judgment's
Right.
clouded and you can't take the loss. You're like, I have to have this win because I'm
Exactly.
oversized on this.
It's that fine line, guys. Like, and it can you can pass that barrier so quickly, and then you lose control. It's like something just gets a hold of you. We all know it very well. So how do you prevent that? Like I've preached, and we continue to beat. Just size small,
Mhm.
take starter positions. Scale into your positions. Um, yeah, and then just like protect what you make on the day, like we always talk about, and then
Yeah.
respect your max loss, and just know that again, like Josh was saying, it's like we're doing this not for today, not for tomorrow. We're doing this for longevity, for months, for years. Like it's the long game. not every day is gonna be a good day. It's just a reality.
Absolutely, we've seen that. Yeah, Gator, we're funded over at Trade the Pool, 25,000 accounts, 50,000 for fades. Byron just got a 50,000 funded today, so we've been working hard grinding those. And honestly, Gator, today I was thinking about throwing some money over at C Pro again because fades they took off their monthly platform fee. There's like hardly any overhead without that anymore. So
For
that's
good, or is it a promo?
no, that's for good. Effective
Really?
like October 1st. So that's overhead that's gone. I mean, you have the locate fee and the commissions, and dude, that's like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, so eventually, like, what our plan will be is, work these funded accounts, like milk some payouts, and then, set up shop at a different broker for. It's like because there's certain levels of trades we take. It's like this is like a degenerate competition trade. Like this is an aggressive eval trade. Okay, this is a funded trade, and then the next tier might be this is a C Pro trade, right?
Yeah.
Depending on the locates and stuff. But also, what we get a lot of guys that are still over at C Pro saying that they can't even touch some of the plays we're on because they can't afford the locates. And I know all about that. I was offshore making hundreds of trades, paying whatever 25 at least a pop at Dash Trade just to locate any stock, and that just it really does kind of wreck your psychology unless you're a big fish. You're working a small account paying those locate fees. It really cuts into your edge. So it's just something to consider, guys, because we've been there and done that, and there's a reason why we're at Trade the Pool right now. But at the same time, we also say it's good to have shop at multiple brokers. So
Yeah, Sterling, we've done so many like Friday night sessions on pretty much this, like trader blow ups. We see it all the time. I mean, we see traders blowing up all the time. This past week, seen today, I've seen it. So we have this talk. It's just like an AA meeting, Friday night AA meeting. Except in this AA meeting, we're drinking. Uh, I got my 1 minute chip because I haven't drinking in like a minute. So Sterling, yeah, but we're like we're wide open. We will help you out. This why you blew up. You started good and then you start sizing and lose. Yeah. So what I'm hearing is the emotions are kicking in. You start thinking maybe you can't take a loss because you start well, then you start oversizing, leveraging. Something you heard me earlier in the lesson, Sterling, is I try to stay consistent with that across the board. I know Byron was pointing out that he's sizing into the winners. I've been trying to get better at that, but consistent sizing is going to equal consistent results. Random sizing is going to equal random results. So, of course, there are good setups that we should lean into when they're panning out, right? In fades, you've been doing that well too, right? As far as like the setups that are working well, you're going to start leaning into those winners, right?
yeah, yeah, just being more selective. Like with time, you learn which setups are worth it and which aren't. And like with time in the market, you realize like to stop over trading some and just let stuff get by you. Certain time frames to avoid. You
Hmm.
just kind of figure it out with time, and knowing when to hit the gas and when to just step away is so key. And lately, there's been a lot of volatility to really push it on these accounts on some evals and work some of these moves. But sometimes it's slow, and you can't get so caught up in I need to make this money today or I need to get funded. And also like the whole red psychology, like once you start losing money, you're instantly like survival mode. I need to make this back. So you just got to be aware of all that.
Yeah.
So, like sizing small from the get go, like we keep talking about, to protect your emotions from getting involved and to like stick with the plan and the process without the the emotions essentially. But,
Yeah, Sterling, reading that comment, Josh helped you a lot, but life gets in the way. Yeah. Unfortunately, is my working. Unfortunately, is my weakness and the emotions. So you need to identify what your fear is. There's a few different fears. For example, I'll tell you what my fear is. My two fears I struggle with are being wrong and losing money. But then there's additional fears like fear of missing out, fear of leaving profits on the table. There's ultimately 4 fears. Mine, the fear of being wrong and fear of losing money. How do they play out? Well, they play out, simply put, when a ticker is working in my favor, my natural inclination is to take the profits off, and that ends up hurting me more than helping me. So, what I've been doing better at with these evals and funded is leaning into the winners, sizing into them, and pushing the accelerator, pushing the gas on those that are working out. Fades does very well at that. You actually did well at that this morning too, Fades. There was a couple plays and they were working out, and your feeler, if you will, position is a feeler for, okay, is this the right entry? And if it is, and this is something that's been like an aha moment for me, if you will, because I had a mentor in the past he would size the hell out of these euphoric moves. He had $1 million account, and it worked out 99.9% of the time, but with small accounts, it's very challenging. So when we have winners working for us and leaning into those, it is a differentiating factor for these accounts. It really is. It hurts emotionally because obviously our average is going to be affected by that. But if we start with a feeler and our mindset is, hey, this is the entry I'm looking for, and if that entry is confirmed and working out, then I'm going to lean into it and size into it. So I'm curious about your thoughts and AK-47's thoughts. He's back in action. AK-47 had to go hit another
No,
pig or
I
whatever
got
you were doing.
I got some Chewy's Mexican in me, so I feel good. I got some fajitas.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh, I gotta run by Taco Bell. You got me.
Oh God, no! Don't do that. Never that.
So what are your thoughts on that? Like leaning into winners and with starting with feeler positions. What do you guys think?
Go ahead, Phase, if you want to, bub.
Yeah, I mean, it's really key. And how you do that is you got to be around for the winners, right? You can't blow up on the losers. You can't invest too much in the losers, and you can't tunnel. So what I've been preaching lately is like what we do in the mornings. We have a fresh watch list, and we're going over the market, how everything's been looking the past previous days, and like kind of getting a vibe for everything. And then we have our watch list as the market evolves to see what's working with that bird's eye view of where the meat and where the fruit is to pick, right? So we're never tunneling in a cave, like not seeing what's going on. It's like you need to be like above the market, kind of like swooping in, like have that view of everything. I think that's a good way to kind of look at things.
Yeah.
And
No, I'll just kind of even jokingly say this, like, because I'm always good with. I have been told with analogies. So when you said that, when I get up in the morning, let's just say it's 1700s. I'm not going to the distant village where maybe everyone's up and out today and selling the fruits and vegetables and meats. And I'm going to the village where all the fruits and the vegetables and the meats are being sold, and I see where the setups are at. I'm not going to some distant area. I'm going to where everything's at, right?
yeah, right. Yeah, don't overcomplicate it.
Yes, exactly. Like I heard the District B is so much better today. No. District A always has the goods and the foods. Go to fucking District A and find your setup. Like, I have so many traders, which I love Kevin, talking about the leftovers where he finds a good setup. I will go to so many traders where they don't find a good setup, and they ask me, hey, Josh, hey, AK. And I'm like, my mind just gets blown. I'm like, how have you done enough information where you realize where the market is at? Like, that's where we do every single day, essentially. And you've got to differentiate that. Like, first comes starting, put your levels in, put your lines in. But down the line, like Kevin talks about a lot, and we do as well, where's the market at? Where's the mob at? Where's everybody at? Trade that. Or if they're not there, what's going to happen is think about the like psychological mental part of it and where they're not at. And his leftover plays that then crack back on down for good short.
Yep.
It's
Josh, when I first started, I wanted to be first, and that ultimately bit me in the foot. Like, I would get on those earning calls in the morning at like 5, 6 o'clock, and I'd be the only listener. It'd be like me and the CEO, and I'd be listening in. They're like, "Oh, we're
That's
reporting
funny.
like the best news on this and that," and then I'm like, "Okay, well that sounds like a buy to me." Obviously, they're trying to lure in investors, and there'd be no volume all day. So I know we just did, Josh, that small cap series, the last one, which you guys are going to find extremely valuable. We're going to get that out here soon on volume. Like at this point in my trading journey, I honestly don't give like a bleep about what the company says about this or that. I'm just going, where's the volume, and I essentially react. And honestly, I tend to lean towards the easier stuff, which is okay, where was all the volume yesterday? Now I'm going to short all the longs that were buying high and hoping higher on that name. That's what I do. I just react to what is. You just react. It's like as a short seller, I know, Gator, you're asking about shorts. That's what I do. What was up a few days ago, and I just react and I jump in. What's the low hanging fruit? I don't care what the best news is. Are they going to do this or that? Is volume going to come in or is it not? This is all predicting. I don't want to predict anymore. I'm done predicting. We're not predicting. I want to react to what is. Objectivity, traders. Objectivity. Just see what the market is printing. The market doesn't care. It's just information. So where are traders at? Where's the volume? You can't make money when tickers are doing nothing, regardless of what the news is. You need volume. I don't care what the news is. They could have the best phase 3 trials ever, but if no one's trading yet, there's no money to be made. There's nothing. There's nothing.
Yep. I love that. So it says trade the chart. We all say that. Trade the chart. Trade the chart. Love Wally Gator. Oh, Wally. That's a good name. Wally Gator now. How you doing, Wally Gator? But yes. What's your best stock setups for shorts? Something in pre-market over 100%. Well, I will say, and I want to toot my own horn. I didn't do much, but I did some one-on-ones with CR Trader. So I know you have an SCR Trader. He is probably one of the best, if not the best, shorters I know at the top. And so usually it's double tops. Like Kevin talked about, you want to define resistance. You like seeing the defined resistance coming down, tracking down, then coming up and selling that again. That would probably be your highest percentage rate for a short. As of now, stock market conditions always change. I love what I call trend line cracks. You see a trend line?
Yeah.
For 30 minutes. We haven't had a lot of trend line cracks. We haven't had a lot of consolidation cracks.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we've had is a lot of euphoria, which Kevin speaks of a lot. Quick pushes to resistance, we fell and come right back on down. And that's where you're looking at short right now. And so, like we talk about, look up, look to the left, find the resistance, short it.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, on top of that,
You gotta look around. And if you have a lazy eye, it helps because you can really look in multiple places.
100%.
Yeah. You gotta look around, guys, and trade the chart as sterling as sand. Yeah, Gator. That's what we're looking for. We're looking to trade what is. That's honestly when the trading start turning around.
Right.
As I'm, watching Josh milk the cow over there. We got.
Yeah, you can't paint pictures in your head or get too caught up in the news and the story. But it's a scam. Oh, but it's a good company though. Like, it does. What is the chart? What is it telling us? Like, what is the chart? What's
Right.
price actions?
Hell, even earlier from QNRX, which I told traders, which I've said this, it's a great pattern. When you get 3, 4, 5, 6 halt ups in a row, and we've gone from like 10, 20, 30, $40 like we did with QNRX earlier.
Mm-hmm.
My first short is I'm not trying to guess the top. Like even Kevin said when we were going live on my or not the 101, but we went live and I recorded Kevin. But you were saying I wanted to find resistance. You don't really know a lot of the time when it's flying up like that where that short up top is going to be. So like I do, and I preach and teach. I know that if I've seen a lot of halts up that lead to a lot of gaps up, 4 or 5 in a row, that first halt down is going to lead to a big gap down.
Yeah.
There's my entry. Wait for that push down, that first big red, like slowly like you talked about Kevin, and I'm sure you do as well, Fade, slowly fade in, slowly slide into that trade.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, and like Kevin did, Kevin, where did you finally get out of your trade with QNRX today?
It was under 20. I mean, I hit that 28 and wrote it down. But again, that was like you said, we had that resistance built in at that point. So are you after 4 or 5 halts up and then you're looking for the halt down, are you entering like as it's halting down, or are you waiting for the yeah, you're hitting into that halt down. Okay.
They
Yeah.
call me Risky Biscuits Tornado Crickets, baby. But no,
Yeah.
I've just going back to that, what you realize with the halt strategy up or the halt strategy down. I've realized what's happened in those plays over and over and over and over and over. So my confidence has risen so high in those setups. Like you
Mm.
talked about leftovers. My confidence in those halt strategy plays are like, it's crazy. It's high.
Yeah. Yeah. The pump and dumps, man. It's like you feel them out after a while. Those halts up, halt downs. Like we know
Yep.
how the story ends. It's just I always just preach to the guys: size small, size it small, size it small. Because it's like when you get over convicted and you get oversized, you're gonna get chopped out in that. You're just gonna get chopped. You just gotta take it slow. Like you said, ease your way into the trade. You know,
Yep.
ease your way into it.
Yeah, because I saw some of the guys like Sykes, they were posting, this is reminding them of SGPL, the one that went up to $300 and some dollars, and so they're luring in their sheep to the slaughterhouse, and you gotta you just have to be kind of mindful of that too. I mean, I like to know. This is why I was telling them. I mean, I've been a part of most of the rooms. I want to know what most traders are thinking. Because if I want to be a part, and you guys, if you want to be a part of the 10%, you got to do pretty much the opposite of what the 90% are doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been that way since day one. Just like I've seen that. So even back to when I first started with the whole, when I started alerting, I was in a chat room and I was alerting things that was different than everyone else. They wanted the breakout. They wanted these crazy, like euphoria, momentum, crazy spiky plays. And I'm like, that's not what I'm about. That's not what a normal fluid trader can even handle. Like,
Yeah.
and I realized that like I got to move away from this community because that's what everyone wants. They want I need 4,000% today. Yeah, I always say JG went with commercial. It's my money. I need it now. That's not the stock market. That's not going to happen. It's base hits, base hits, base hits, base hits. I'll take bunts all day long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. A lot of those rooms, that's what they're looking for. I mean, they want to hit home runs every single day. But I think as evidenced from a lot of our charts, it's not that. It's those bunts like you're speaking on. It's the bunts.
Yeah.
And just take, yeah.
Yeah, I mean the story sells to hit the home runs and do this and do that, but like, guys that have been in the game, that's why we all preach: just take it slow. It's the long game. So, yeah, that's it, guys. But I'm gonna have to get out of here, guys. I got some dinner to get to, and
hold on, what's for dinner? You
but,
can't speak food around AK-47 and not say what you're eating. So what are you eating, my friend?
I got some ribeyes and potatoes.
Oh,
Yeah.
what are we having
so I'm
on
about to
Wednesday?
chill out and hang out with my girl. She just got back from work, so
Oh,
we're
good.
gonna
Enjoy,
relax.
Enjoy.
But yeah, it's a pleasure with you guys, and it's nice to chop it up with you, Josh. And I'm really looking forward to next week with everyone. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah, Wednesday's gonna be a blast. Yeah.
Always a blast. I love meeting humans. I don't care where you're from, where you're at, what color, where you're at. Kevin, he can tell you. I love you guys. So I can't wait to meet you. Come to Orlando. Tell your girl. Thanks for cooking dinner for you. And have a good night, bub.
Yeah.
Thanks, Fades. Appreciate you, man. As always. We're gonna talk over the weekend. You know it.
Sounds good. Have a good night, fellas.
Later. You too, bub.
I'm craving a ribeye right now.
I know. I'm like, okay, well, I had steak fajitas. I kind of want more steak.
Now I want all the steak kind of put together into a ribeye.
I'm like Homer over here. I'm no.
Yeah. Yeah, Smud, you need to start drinking bourbon to be a part of the 10%. I mean, do you trade sober, Josh?
Yes, I do. Well, I do smoke. I've done this for years, so I'll admit, I know it's on your stream, but forever ago, because you can look up Robert Felton. Even my guys that I went to college with at Fayetteville, they were like Felton sighting. I look up Robert Felton. He was an All-American offensive lineman for the Arkansas Razorbacks. He played guard, center, and tackle his senior year and was third team All-American. I lived with him. Anyway, so I got to study what athletes went through, and they were, of course, if they got hurt, what happened? They were just prescribed some kind of pill. Where a lot of them at that time, early to mid 2000s, like medical, well, it wasn't at the time, but marijuana was such a more proponent. And so I bid on that. And so from day one, you can tell I'm a million miles an hour. It helps me slow down a little bit and kind of focus in on the stock market. But I've said that for years. And I gave papers and wrote essays in college saying, why would you want to? And you even see where I used to watch Live PD on and on the different city. I don't know if you ever watched Live PD, but essentially it's the new cops. Yeah. And oh my gosh, I mean, the people that were, and they get on, they have to give them the Narcan. And I'm like, how about a plant versus this? And so, oh man, yeah. So no, never, ever team, please be high on anything. But if you do need something to slow you down, I get it. I will say that, but no, man, it's.
I'm not sure it slows you down.
No, it doesn't. No, even would say that. I'm a million miles an hour and nothing slows me down. But I keep, and that's the thing. And I'll say this to stock trading. My dad, and I'll admit this, like my dad went to Betty Ford Clinic out in California. My dad was unfortunately an alcoholic and bad. And then luckily Frank Fletcher paid for his anyway. So he got to go to Betty Ford Clinic and really got healed. And so I got to see my dad, who is a true alcoholic. And I get to where you get to this point of euphoria, literally euphoria, right? Mm-hmm. That's not the way to go. You've got to find these limits and borders. And I know I'm kind of going off the limit, but that goes to stock trading though. And I've realized that where I'm like, you can't go off the parameters of where you have like we talked about, if you're going bowling, let's put the gutters in. Be a smart human and a smart trader and just put the freaking gutters in if you can. And if you can put the gutters in early on, you will be a good trader. Like I said, we talked about, get rid of the big losses. Just have small losses, break even, small wins and big wins. If you get rid of the big losses, I can't talk about that enough, man. Honestly, so many traders I've talked to, and I know you too as well, that have just blown their accounts or just one big trade. They had to go one trade. It has to be this trade.
It has to be this trade. Yeah. And, I just went through that with some traders and I'm struggling with being frustrated, but also being like sympathetic because it's a part of the journey. It's like we started off, with those hurdles too. And you kind of have to go through it. You got to go through it. You got to experience that because we've talked about too, Josh, like both of us have experienced pain in a number of ways. And because we've experienced that pain, it's so seared into our memory. Like we do not do it again.
Yeah. That third hole up, I'm like, I will never chase another. That Dwight Q and RX, I didn't go long earlier. And I'm like, I'm waiting for the short. I'll wait for the short. I know when the short's coming in, but then I'll watch it just keep, And so, yeah, in the competition.
Well, there was a girl in Deckmar's chat in like probably 2017. I think I shared this with you that I won't forget it. I mean, it broke my heart. Like when I was in there, I was in his chat room and he was like, longing something that was up multiple hundreds of percent and, saying this is going to halt up and it's going to open up a lot higher. And it ended up opening up a lot lower. And this girl was all in on it and she lost $20-some thousand. It was like all her. I just remember her saying like, my kids aren't going to get a Christmas this year. And it broke my heart.
That sticks with you. Oh, when you read that kind of stuff,
yeah, it stuck with me. It stuck with me. So that weighs on me heavily to the point where I'm very against certainty. I'm never going to tell any trader this is absolutely what's going to happen. I very much lean towards we're focused guys. This is an edge that I have, and this is the trading setup that I'm going to take, but I'm not going all in. I'm going to apply some risk here like we do to every trade because there is an edge here. If I have a pocket pair ace hand at the poker table, I'm going to apply risk on that hand because most likely it's going to win, but it's not guaranteed.
Yeah, biggest loss I had was divorce. Well, that's not good. But that's what we say. I always say, put your lines in and trade them. You go to get groceries. You go pick up your kids, Kevin. you're not guaranteed you're going to come home with them. You go pick them up, but you know in the back of your head, you're not thinking about that, right? Like when you take a trade, you've gotten to the point where this is the edge I take. It's a good setup. I should win. I'm going to go pick my kids up. I'll be home later with them and cook dinner. But you don't think in the back of your head that all of a sudden, because you've gotten to that point, you get what I'm saying? It's a repetition where you're like, I'm going to win. I'll get the ball. And if you lose, you lose. But you don't think about like even I do. I'm going to drive in my car. I could easily get in a wreck. There it goes. You don't think about that because you've done it so many times. The repetition's built up. And that's what I try to tell traders, where you do that. And so you pick your kids up. There's a high percentage chance that something crazy could happen. But you never think about it because you've done it so many times with such ease, and everything goes good every single time.
Yeah, the muscle memory's baked in.
Yep.
You know, you go swing the golf club, you know what you're doing. You go you throw the layup up, you know what you're doing. You kick all of it. I mean, you know, it's the muscle memory's baked in from years of experience. Experience is the best teacher over time.
Yeah. Man, thanks for doing this tonight. Like I said, I had so many guys on the YouTube or like the Discord, like, what time? So, and Sterling was one of them, you know. So, and Smud too. Which Smud, we'll see Smud next week in Jack's Attacks. I've got him. And Sterling. What about you? You're supposedly coming maybe too. So, we got
Steven and Fades and Degenerate James.
Yeah.
There are so many traders that are going to be there. It's going to be a party. It's going to be a party Wednesday night. I don't even know what we're doing at this point.
Yeah. No, I know it's because it was labeled as dinner and then go out or whatever. It showed on the little because I asked Gil.
We kind of need to know. Maybe we'll message Gil.
Yeah, I did message. That's what's funny. I messaged Gil. We were like, okay, I know there's like this list, but like, where are we going? Do we even know? I know we're going out to eat, but where? Like, where can I tell people? Because I've got a lot of people that want to know where to come.
Yeah. We probably. I mean, there's going to be a good chunk of people that are going to be there.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's going to be a fun time.
I've noticed that for years on end. Florida's a big trader state, so there's a lot of people in Florida that around that area too. On top of the fact, like you, and kind of want to come down. So we'll get with it. If you're listening right now, promise you, we'll get with you by Monday. We're going live on Trade the Pull on Monday. Me and Kevin together going live on Monday because Michael and Mitch will be, of course, in Toronto on Money TV Money TV, right?
Trader TV.
Trader TV. Might as well call it Money TV. We have Trader TV.
Yeah. Come Monday, it's gonna be Money Monday, Trader TV, and
it'll be a big week for TTP. I mean, talking about that and a Tuesday, Wednesday, throughout the week. So it'll be for social media wise. Then on top of the fact them going live on YouTube or whatever, so it'll be a big week. So join in. Definitely, please be following Trade the Pull on YouTube if you're not already. Lots or on Instagram, social media. There'll be lots of good stuff coming out over the next week.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be a great week. So make sure you're tuned in, guys. I appreciate you, Josh. We do this most Fridays. Next Friday, no, I'm not going to be able to, but most Fridays we are partying because it's usually green weeks with the green team. So we're usually having a good time, just sharpening the skills, talking things through. I like to give a voice to the traders because I really think, no matter the experience level, it's beneficial for the guys to just come on and be able to just chat it up, giving them a voice, because this is an isolating thing, right? Trading. It can be very isolating, and that's not entirely good. It's helpful. It's helpful to kind of talk things out with others, to have that community to grow. The iron sharpens the iron, and getting it out there, right? Manifesting and accountability, what you picturize, you're going to actualize. You want to get those thoughts out. So we like to give people voices in here. So join the Discord, guys. It's pinned in the comments. I know there's a bunch watching from Twitter right now as well, X. So jump over to YouTube, and there's a link to the Discord where you guys can join, and we're always chatting it up there with trade ideas and wins, losses, help, and whatnot. But yeah, it was a great Friday night live stream. Been on here for a couple hours. It was fun. Thank you, Mr. Josh. And the last word's going to be over there to you.
Man, you do this to me every time, and I can't thank you enough for spreading it over to me. I love you so much, dude. I can't thank you enough, honestly, for inviting me, having you on TTP, going live with you. It's such a great community. There's so much to learn. I can't honestly tell traders enough to listen. watch these streams, watch these one-on-ones, watch our live streams or our trades or whatever we're doing over and over and over and over. Study, 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 study. Do homework. There's a reason why people that work for SpaceX and NASA have got where they got to and build a rocket. I talk about this all the time. And they failed and they failed and they failed. They try to put a rocket up and eventually what happens? They fail, they fail, they fail. But over time, what? They get a rocket that people get put into and they can go outer space. How many rockets that blew up and fell and they couldn't land? A lot. Patience. Please have patience. Understand to do some due diligence and go back and look over charts and do some studying. Just like if you worked at NASA and you're trying to build a space rocket to go to outer space, this is you and your stock trading journey. Do the homework and go over it day in, day out, over and over and over, having amazing mentors like Kevin and any other like himself.
Yeah, appreciate that. Do the homework, guys. Thank you, guys, Frank and Steven, for the love. I appreciate you all. If you have any questions, email averydaytrading@gmail.com. Otherwise, traders, have an excellent weekend. We will see you all first thing Monday morning on Trade the Pulls channel.